you have to try really, really, really hard to intimidate me. I mean, I've had guns in my face. I know what that feels like. I've been surrounded by people who are threatening to kill me. I know what that feels like.
Congratulations on this fantastic movie. I
Thank you.
love you and Mila together. You're so great together.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's great to hear. Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
very much.
this is my first feedback from the film, so no, it's really great to hear.
Anyway, Boyce is more than just a hunter, right? He's navigating a world full of dangerous creatures and deep moral dilemmas. How did you connect with this character? And maybe did you see a little bit of part of yourself in him?
No, I didn't see any of myself, which is probably why I was attracted to the character. When I originally read the script, I felt like, because I had been searching for years and I wanted to do a Western. Wanted to play a cowboy so bad. I've always wanted to play a cowboy. And so that's, like, Boyce felt very much like kind of an old school Western cowboy. And that's the way I approached him. That's the way I thought of him. But also at the end of the day, like, Boyce he's way cooler than I've ever been in my life. He's a drinker and a gambler and a womanizer, and like I'm none of those things. So, but that was the thing. I think that's why he was so fun to play. I want to be cool. If they can make me look cool in film, that's great. But typically, I'm an awkward person. I'm always, self-conscious and awkward. But not in this film. So I think that's what's so great about it. I get to play somebody cool.
In the Lost Lands, what I love is the magic grants people wishes, right? Something they always wanted to have, but it comes with a price, the consequences. Now, if you could ask Gray for a wish yourself, but knowing that you have to deal with the consequences, what would you wish for?
Ooh, um, me, this is gonna sound super generic, but I'd wish for world peace. I don't know what kind of consequences would come with that. I feel like all the consequences would be great. I mean, how can you go wrong with wishing for world peace? But yeah, that's what I'd wish for. I know that sounds super generic, but God, man, it's at least relevant. I'm so over this chaos. I'm so over waking up every day and hearing something horrible has been announced or happened. Yeah, I'm exhausted.
You grew up surrounded by poverty and violence, talking of it, right?
Yeah,
You even said, like, at one point, said you had murders outside your house, which I find is insane.
yeah.
As a kid, did you ever think you'd make it out? Or did you believe your life could go a different direction?
It's weird. I was never unhappy. I was never even, I was unaware. That was the thing. I know the story you're talking about. There was a time when I was living in Washington, D.C., and someone got killed in the alley that we lived next to. And it was at night, and we were outside, and the kids, we were outside. I was playing outside, playing with my friends. Police were out there, and everybody, the whole neighborhood was out there. And my mother saw me and my sister outside playing with my friends, and it was just because we were excited to be out it's dark outside, it's night, it's late, and we get to go out and play with our friends. And she saw how desensitized we were to a dead person laying next to our house. And she thought, I've got to get them out of here. This is not right. And so, but at the time, was super happy. And throughout my childhood, I just don't remember being unhappy. I look back and I think it was really hard circumstances, but at the time I wanted simple things. I wanted to go outside and play with my friends. I wanted to go get a hamburger at McDonald's. I wanted to, the simple things that kids want. And I wasn't unhappy. It wasn't really until I was in my 30s, so I was approaching 30, and I was still living in DC, and I was bouncing at the time, and I was struggling to provide for my children. And that's when I realized that my life was just going nowhere. And so that's when I made a conscious decision to kind of start pursuing, an actual career. But otherwise, I don't remember being unhappy. I loved my childhood. I love where I'm from. Um, and I still love where I'm from. I still go back to San Francisco. I go back to Washington, D.C. all the time. And as soon as I get to either place, I feel super comfortable. Like I feel like I can walk in my old neighborhoods, not miss a beat. doesn't feel foreign to me. It feels super comfortable.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. You just said, I mean, you became, you know, a lifeguard and bodybuilder and a wrestler and then an
Yeah,
actor. I
yeah,
mean, huge transformations, right? But do you think there's still the kid inside of you
yeah.
somehow?
No, there is because I mean I think you just kind of nailed it. I was you know, a lifeguard and a bodyguard. I mean, a lifeguard and a, you know, a bouncer. And, you know, I've never really had a real job. Like I've never had to go punch a clock. I've never had to put up grown up clothes and go to work. And now I still like, you know, throughout wrestling and, you know, now being in films, I'm still like, I want to, you know, I'm a storyteller. That's what I do. And that's, you know, again, that's the child in me. I love storytelling and I love telling stories. I love performing. So there's a huge part of me that never grew up. I'm definitely a responsible adult, but I am very, I think I have a childlike happiness, you know, and I think there's, you know, this may sound weird, but I think there's still, you know, an innocence to me where I just, you know, I'm an optimistic person, you know, and I want to believe in people. Like I want to believe in the best in people and human nature, and so I'm still always optimistic about it. And I think that's, you know, that's a child's outlook on life. You know, they believe in the simple things. The simple things make them happy. And I, you know, even seeing kids makes me happy. When I see a group of kids like walking home from school around my neighborhood, you know, I smile. It makes me giggle because it takes me back to being a kid and being so happy to be out of school and couldn't wait to get home and get something to eat. You know, but it just like simple things make me happy, and I would think that's a very childlike trait.
I agree, totally agree. Talking about bouncing bodyguard, I mean, it's much more than physical strength, right? I mean, it
Mm,
calls awareness of reading people and staying
mm,
calm under pressure. Do
yeah,
you think having that experience shaped you the way how you approach Hollywood today?
for sure. If I have any strength, I don't get rattled easy at all, like not at all. And most of the stuff, you know, if people are kind of, you know, negative people, it doesn't phase me. You know, like I've been there, done that. It doesn't phase me. It's also like I'm not intimidated. Like I don't get intimidated by people. Like you have to try really, really, really hard to intimidate me. I mean, I've like, had guns in my face. I know what that feels like. I've been surrounded by people who are threatening to kill me. I know what that feels like. So I'm not rattled. I don't get easily rattled, and I don't get intimidated. So definitely that's a strength in it. But I think more than anything is I have a strong work ethic, and my work ethic really came from the WWE. There's no, I mean, the WWE, if nothing else, they're not only durable people, but it's just the hardest grind that I could ever imagine. It's, you know, like being in Hollywood and being on a film set, it's long hours, but compared to the grind of being a professional wrestler, it's just a cakewalk. I mean, it's night and day. So it's just not, you know, I'm, you know, in this business and I find it hard to relate to people who are just always unhappy on set and always complaining about something. Like I don't relate to that at all. So that's it. I think it's just my childhood. I grew up and with not much, and I'm always grateful for everything I have. And I didn't make a dime till I was in my mid 30s. So I remember what it's like to not have anything. So I'm grateful for what I have, but also with my work ethic. And I don't, you know, I don't feel like this is a constant grind. I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to have opportunities. I'm grateful to be in this business. You know, I'm grateful to be able to do what I love. So I think you know, I carry all those words, but I was, you know, a very developed adult before I ever got into this industry.
And we're very grateful to have you, that's for sure. So
Thank
you're
you.
playing, you know, in your career, you build up yourself in physical strong characters, but you also have the vulnerability underneath you. When do you personally feel the strongest, on screen and live, or somewhat unexpected, somewhere unexpected?
Um, well, you know, the thing is that where I can tell you where I feel most content. I feel most content at home with my dogs, like playing with my dogs, waking up every morning in my own bed and seeing my dogs, you know, jump up on the bed and lick my face and want to go outside for a walk and wagging their tails. Like that's my happy place. But I do, you know, there's a reason that I'm an actor. And I found this kind of as I grew older, but there's things in my that have been therapeutic for me in my life. And one was, I have four things that I've discovered that are just, I do because they're therapeutic. One is working out. Obviously, working out has been a huge therapy for me throughout my life. The other is riding motorcycles. I found it's just, I find a tranquility in riding motorcycles. It's a peaceful place for me. The other is my dogs. My dogs are my happy place, or my happiness in life. And the other is performing. Performing is very therapeutic for me for some reason. I just, I feel like I need it. I crave it. So it's like those four things, but those are like, those are my happy places in life.
Yeah. Back to the lost lands. Magic transformation and also full moon plays a really big story, like where you're developing into werewolf.
Right.
Um, do you believe in the power of the moon? Like, how it can change somebody's energy?
Yeah, I do, because I believe believe in the power of the earth. I feel like we're more closely connected to the earth than most people would think or realize. But I kind of believe that. That's where my spirituality is, as far as our connection with the earth and connection with God and that type of energy, the positive and negative energy. I feel like we're very much affected by the earth and by the way the moon affects the earth, and so this is yeah, absolutely. I feel like we're affected. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I have to
Yeah.
wrap. Amazing performance. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you.